Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us this morning. My name is Joseph Chacon. I'm the Chief of Police here in Austin. The Austin Police Department continues to investigate the officer-involved shooting that occurred during the early morning hours of Thursday, May 26, 2022. APD continues to work diligently to build trust within our community. As per our policy, we share information about a critical incident within 10 business days of its occurrence. Transparency and accountability are key to our ability to serve the Austin community. So we will provide an account of this critical incident to help you understand the chain of events. APD is working with the Office of Police Oversight and the Travis County District Attorney's Office to release this video today. This presentation includes relevant audio and video from the ongoing investigation. And just a reminder, the details that are presented today are preliminary as we're very early in the investigation. The 5 Austin police officers involved in this incident are Officer Derek Baruti, Officer Travis Buck, Officer Antonio Campos, Officer Andrew Klinger, and Officer Jennifer Perez Molina. We will provide the full names and spelling following this morning's release. At approximately 4:55 a.m., Austin 911 Communications received a call from a man who identified himself as Robert Hammett. Mr. Hammett stated that he was in the parking lot of an apartment complex and that members of the police and Army National Guard were armed and would not allow him to leave. At the time of the call, there were no police officers or National Guardsmen on this scene. Mr. Hammett stated he was inside his vehicle, which he described as a black Ford F-150. During the call, Mr. Hammett appeared to be speaking to someone on the scene. The 911 call taker asked him to describe the person he seemed to be talking to. Mr. Hammett noted that the person was too far away to describe his race, and he said the person appeared to be holding a rifle and wearing tan clothing. During the 911 call, Mr. Hammett is heard asking a person or persons on scene to please not shoot him. Mr. Hammett described himself as white and wearing a blue shirt with khaki shorts. When asked if he was armed, he denied having any weapons with him. Multiple responding officers arrived at the 1500 block of Crossing Place and located a man matching the description of the 911 caller seated inside of a truck that matched the description of the truck provided in the 911 call. Responding officers did not observe military or other police officers or any person on scene armed with a rifle as described by Mr. Hammett. Mr. Hammett's truck was not located in the parking lot or on the roadway, but instead was in the middle of a grassy patch. The man in the Ford F-150 truck was later positively identified as Robert Hammett. Officers exited their marked police vehicles and approached the truck on foot. 2 officers made verbal contact with Mr. Hammett, who was seated inside of the truck on the driver's side. Officers began to issue instructions to Mr. Hammett to leave his hands outside of the truck window and to exit the vehicle. Within seconds of the truck door opening, Mr. Hammett began to fire shots in the direction of the officers. The officers ran for cover and returned fire in the direction of the truck. The officers returned fire from their APD-approved firearms. The officers remained behind cover and told Mr. Hammett to show his hands and to stop moving. Officers identified themselves as Austin Police and continued to provide multiple instructions to Mr. Hammett. For several minutes, officers told Mr. Hammett to exit the truck in order to help him and provide medical aid. Mr. Hammett did not respond to the instructions to exit the vehicle. Officers approached the truck and were able to remove Mr. Hammett from inside the vehicle. Once the officers checked to make sure that Mr. Hammett did not have a weapon on his person, they began life-saving measures. 2 minutes later, Austin Travis County EMS arrived on scene and continued those life-saving measures. Mr. Hammett succumbed to his injuries and was pronounced deceased on scene at 5:38 a.m. No other civilians or officers on scene sustained physical injuries. A firearm was recovered inside of the truck where Mr. Hammett was seated on the driver's side floorboard. This incident was captured on body-worn camera and dash camera video. Body-worn and dash camera videos do not always capture everything that the officer or witnesses saw or experienced during the incident. However, the footage helps us to understand what occurred. In compliance with state law that prohibits the release of certain information and to maintain the integrity of the investigation, the video materials you're about to see have been redacted. These videos include comprehensive footage of the officer's actions. The footage and audio contain graphic content and language, and viewer discretion is advised. We will begin with body-worn camera videos and then transition to dash camera videos. The 911 audio will be released along with an extended version of Officer Baruti's body-worn camera video. The audio and video footage will be available on the Austin Police Department's YouTube channel and other social media platforms. Due to the length of the 911 audio and the extended version of Officer Baruti's body-worn camera video, they will not be shown during this press conference. We will begin first with Officer Derek Baruti's body-worn camera video. We will now show the body-worn camera from Officer Travis Buck. We will now show the video, the body-worn camera video from Officer Antonio Campos. We'll now show the body-worn camera video from Officer Andrew Klinger. We'll now show the body-worn camera video of Officer Jennifer Perez Molina. We'll now show the dash camera video for Officer Derek Baruti. We'll now show the dash camera video for Officers Buck and Campos. And finally, we'll show the dash camera video from Officers Klinger and Perez Molina. I'm told that there may have been issues with the audio and the videos that you just viewed and being able to hear that audio. We will be posting all of these videos to our social media platforms, and they will have the relevant audio. Per APD protocol, the 5 officers who fired their APD-approved firearms, Officers Baruti, Buck, Campos, Klinger, and Perez Molina, have been placed on administrative leave. Officers Klinger and Baruti are field training officers. Officer Klinger has been with the department for 7.5 years. Officer Campos has 4 years of service, and Officer Baruti also has 4 years of service. Finally, Officers Jennifer Perez Molina and Travis Buck were in a training capacity, having recently graduated from the APD Training Academy in January 2022. All 5 officers involved wore a standard Austin Police Department issued uniform with a protective vest and patches reading the word police, and they also wore their body-worn cameras. You just viewed a portion of those videos from their cameras. APD will conduct 2 concurrent investigations into this incident. A criminal investigation will be conducted by the APD's Special Investigations Unit in conjunction with the Travis County District Attorney's Office, and an administrative investigation will be conducted by the APD Internal Affairs Unit with oversight from the Office of Police Oversight. Anyone with information about this incident is asked to call Crime Stoppers at 512-472-TIPS, or you can use the new Crime Stoppers app. The video materials you have viewed today, along with this press conference, are being live streamed online, and playback will be available on the APD YouTube page. This concludes today's critical incident video release process. Thank you for your attention and your attendance.